Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm called the Big Game Hunter because I've been hunting down leaders and staff for organizations for more than 40 years. Today I'm going to talk with you about a new hot question in interviewing. Now, it's a variation on an old one, but it's been taken to a much more extreme level. The original question was, everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes, you make mistakes. Tell me about a mistake that you made and what you learned from it. Now, that was the original framing of the question. Now let's see how it's been taken to an extreme. Tell me about a professional failure you've had. We're no longer talking about a mistake. We're talking about a failure, something far more extreme in everyone's mind. Tell me about what you learned from it. Okay, that part's the same. Tell me about what you could have done differently. It's taking responsibility for the failure. That's a whole new dimension to it. Now, in answering the original one, I used to tell people, talk about something at the beginning of your career, where you might have learned that it doesn't just pay to buckle down and work harder, that what's most effective is communicating your difficulty, making sure that you reach for help, and that at the end of the day, no one's surprised if things don't come in on time. Today, when we're asking about failure, I want you to think seriously about this. I don't want you to go back to that beginner's scenario because I think that's a weak answer. What I think they're looking for is something far more self-reflective. They're not looking for you to confess that you're the most incompetent employee at the last two organizations you work for. They're asking for a specific instance where you struggled. And you might talk about something where you were assigned the responsibility, perhaps didn't reach out early enough to get consensus on some of your thoughts, tried to force things through that weren't really wanted, and learn from this the importance of getting consensus at times from key stakeholders. That's always a good answer to work with. And if you're in your 50s, you can talk about this as being in your 30s in your first leadership role. If you're in your 40s, you can talk about something more akin to what I suggested earlier, a time early in your career where you didn't learn to communicate until it was too late, and the impact that had on the organization, the project, others, and how grievous a mistake it was. And part of the way you answer this question is theatrically. You can't make it seem as though you have a canned answer. You have to act in a way that makes it seem as though you're agonizing over this. Because part of what they're looking for is a personality type that has a degree of self-reflection. You can't answer this question by saying, I never failed at anything in my life. I've been an A+ performer every step along the way. And there's been no instance in my life, no instance in my circumstances professionally where I messed up. Wrong answer. Steve Jobs failed. Barack Obama failed. Everyone fails. The question becomes, what do you learn from it, and what do you understand you could have done differently to avoid the worst circumstances from the failure? This is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, and you're watching it on YouTube, click the like button down below and let people know that you liked it. If you want to have a positive comment that you want to share with others, by all means feel free. I also want to say that there are other videos available on YouTube and are at my website, which is called JeffAltman.com. Come over to the website and watch the other videos there. And while you're there, sign up for a complimentary subscription to my e-zine, which is called No BS Job Search Advice. I publish it on Tuesdays with advice for job hunters that's good anywhere in the world. In addition, you can read previous articles that I've published for No BS Job Search Advice, as well as listen to podcasts of my online radio show, No BS Job Search Advice Radio, which I broadcast Mondays at 9 a.m. on Blog Talk Radio. That's 9 a.m. Eastern, by the way. There's always a good tip that's, again, good for people anywhere in the world. And then I talk about some of the jobs I'm recruiting for. In addition, there's more than 50 sites where you can post your resume. There's access to easy to work with links to Career Builder. And there's also Indeed on the links page, and Job Search Universe on the bottom of the home page, both of which search thousands of other sites for job leads, so that you don't have to waste your time looking for all these places. In addition, if you haven't already done so, I want to suggest that you send me a connection request on LinkedIn. The page that you look for is linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. And that's my profile on LinkedIn. Send me a connection request and I'll accept it, except, and these are the two exceptions, if you're a third-party recruiter, I don't accept connection requests from my competition, and I don't request it from people in countries that are known for scams and spam. So this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Hope you have a great day. Take care.